Hello and welcome. My name is W. Murray Bradford, CPA, and I'm here to talk to you about your S corporation. Now, first of all, before I even get to that, this video is designed solely for the one owner or the husband and wife owned business. So if you're a one owner or a husband and wife owned business, you're in the right spot. So the next question is the S corporation the right business entity for you, your right choice of entity? You see, when you're in business for yourself, you really have four choices for your business entity. Your first choice is the proprietorship. Your second choice is the C corporation. Now, when you choose the C corporation, depending on the type of business you're in, you could also end up in a personal service category, which may or may not defeat the purpose of your C corporation. For example, if you're a doctor, a medical doctor, a dentist, or an accountant, or a lawyer, one of those professions, you end up in what's called the personal service category with your C corporation. Now, this video is about the S corporation, so that's what we're going to talk about. And your other choice is the single member limited liability company, or otherwise known as a single member LLC. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to reach into our tax strategies course and pluck out one page out of our workbook, which really the way this tax strategies course works, there's actually 9 CDs, and you plug those in the CD player of your vehicle, and then out pops dollar bills from those air vents. That's really our whole purpose of this program. And you stuff me in your CD player, and then I sit in there and I have one job, and that is to produce after-tax cash for you. Here's the only way, there's only one possible way to know if the S corporation is proper for you or not. I could tell you lots of stories about this. For example, one of my favorite stories is this individual was in the insurance business, and he became an S corporation with the thought he was going to save $12,000 on his taxes. He does his taxes that year, and he finds out he's paying an additional $14,000. I said, well, why did you incorporate? He says, well, my CPA told me to incorporate. I said, really? I said, well, when did you ask this question? He says, well, we were at this cocktail party, and he thought that would be a good idea. I said, and did you see any numbers or anything like that? And he said, no. I said, well, what's your CPA say about it now? And he says, well, he's retired. He moved to Florida. And by the way, this is a true story, and this is one of the reasons that in this tax course that we say, okay, if you're deciding what's best, proprietorship or S corporation, the only way to do it is to compare the proprietorship with the S corporation. So on page 212 of the tax strategies class, you will see right there a comparison where we start out with the proprietorship and then we end up with the S corporation, and we compare the two. So let's look at the details of what we did here, but we'll do it in a different screen that's a little bit easier to see. So let's start with the way you are. Let's assume right now you're a proprietorship. Now, it could be the other way around. You could already be an S corp, and now you're thinking of being a proprietorship. But either way, let's just start right now with the proprietorship. And let's say that your net income from your Schedule C of your proprietorship is $150,000. Okay, now to make our comparison, what we want to do is we want to take that $150,000 and we want to get down to how much cash you have as an individual, how much you have to spend because of this proprietorship. So we have to subtract your federal income taxes and we subtract your self-employment taxes. So we subtract those two taxes and we find out that as a proprietorship you can spend $101,000. So let's compare that to the S corporation. So we start out with $101,000. Now the first thing we're going to do in this S corporation is we're going to cut our salary. We're going to take a salary. But our salary is going to be only $75,000 of the $150,000 that we're earning, and $75,000 is going to come to us as a distribution. And the reason we make this change is so that we can save $5,000 in self-employment taxes, or $5,000 in Social Security and Medicare taxes. So the first thing that happens here is we generate $5,000 in savings by reducing the amount of, or by taking a salary of only the $75,000. However, we currently have our children working for us in the proprietorship. When they work for us in the S corporation, that's going to actually increase our taxes by $6,000. So that adds $6,000 or subtracts $6,000 from our benefit. We're also going to lose some of our retirement benefits. And the reason we're going to lose those is in the S corporation, the retirement benefit is going to be based on $75,000, whereas in the proprietorship, it's based on $150,000. So the net present value of the compound savings that we could achieve with a retirement plan in the proprietorship is greater than we could achieve with the S corporation. So that costs us another $4,000. And by the way, these are an annual cost. And then we've got to have another tax return done. So we've got to pay the CPA for this extra tax return. And we've got lawyer fees, additional lawyer fees for being the S Corp that we're going to incur. So let's say the total out-of-pocket cost for that after taxes is $1,000. And then the cash lost with the 105 medical plan. We currently have a 105 medical plan in the proprietorship. But when you get to the S Corporation, the benefits of the 105 plan disappear, the ones that we were achieving with the proprietorship. So that costs us another $2,000. And then we've got some new state taxes that are incurred because we are a S corporation. For example, in the state of California, other states as well, there's a separate tax on the S corporation above and beyond what would be incurred by the individual. So what happens here is you can see that with all these numbers in that, you probably want your CPA to help you with this, right? But you've got to keep their feet to the fire. You got to know that you're seeing these numbers black and white, and that you maybe get a written opinion of which is best and how much you save, and you can see how this would work, right? Okay, so in this case, with the proprietorship, we had $101,000 cash, but with the S corporation, we only have $90,000 cash. So we lose $10,250 a year, every year, that we're an S corporation when we should have been a proprietorship. So you can see that this choice of entity is very important, right? I mean, that's what you need to do right off the top. You need to make a good choice. What type of entity do I want to be? Because once you form one of these entities, you get your letterhead, you get your business license, you get all this stuff, and you're not going to be interested in changing right away. So if you pick the wrong one, you might say, well, I'm not going to change it right now. But then you may not even know, that's the sad part, you may not even know that you're losing that $10,250. So the bottom line is you need to know, you need to compare those numbers left and right. That's the type of stuff that we cover. That's what we do at, actually we have two different places that we do this. We do it at Bradford and Company, which is that's where this tax course comes from. And you can actually go to Bradford and Company by clicking on this website here or entering that website address in your browser, and then go there. And there's some other videos and savings there and some other tax tips on that site as well. Or you can go to Tax Reduction Letter. Now, Tax Reduction Letter is our monthly newsletter, and that's dedicated to the tax strategies for the self-employed. You can also find some other tax tips there, some sample articles. For example, if you're thinking of buying an office, your office, there's on that website, there's actually a video you can watch that shows you how to use some software, which is free. And you can actually analyze the rent or buy decision for your office right there and read the article about it as well. So anyway, I appreciate the time that you've been with me. Again, this has been W. Murray Bradford, CPA. Take a visit at one of our websites and see if we can find some more cash for you. I appreciate the time that you spent with me. I look forward to helping you further in the future.